Spider. Butterfly. Yeah. Oh, he's not here. He has to do that song, do the Green Rainbow thing. Yeah. Hi, everybody.
Going great. Thank you very much for coming.
I'm Brent Spiner. That's Jonathan Frakes, and have yourselves a great time here at the
Steel City ComicCon.
Steel City ComicCon.
Is Mr. Stewart here?
I'm Laverne.
Hi, and I'm Shirley. This reminds me of my old days as a runway model. How about you?
Reminds me of my Broadway experiences. Hello. All right. You know, this is the weirdest stage I've ever stood on. It goes anywhere. You can take it home.
Look at this crowd.
I know.
You know, these are my people.
In what sense?
I'm from Pennsylvania myself.
How many people here from Texas?
Thank you very much. I'll take this. I was born in Bellefonte, Pennsylvania, the city of Bellefonte, right next to State College. Because when I was born, and my dad was teaching at Penn State, there was no hospital in State College, so you get born in Bellefonte.
I'm sorry, could you tell that little story again?
Let me tell you a little something about my grandma Ethel Hawes.
Yeah.
She's from Altoona. And my grandma, what was my other grandmother's name?
Martha? Helen. Oh, Helen?
Little Washington. She's from Little Washington.
My grandmother.
I'm not done.
I
got a third grandmother. No. My Uncle Edgar.
Yeah?
Who was a, well, I'll tell a little bit about him later. He lived in a little town called Osterburg, Pennsylvania. Nothing for Osterburg.
Nothing for Osterburg. Hey, how about this? My grandmother, Kiev, Russia. Nothing.
My grandmother married one fine St. Kitts woman.
I don't, but
this is the weirdest stage ever.
You know, the good thing about it is they're so close.
They're here.
What are you miles away from us?
They're with us. They're here with us.
Area for?
Let me get out and see what they have to say.
How you doing?
And you have a question for Brent?
My daughter has...
Here we go. You look great. I was going to wear the same hat. Go ahead.
Can you say life forms from the movie, one of your Star Trek movies? I can't remember which one. Oh,
life forms.
You know what? I don't remember.
Okay, fine. Sorry.
What are you talking
about?
How about you?
Actually, I wanted to see if you guys could talk a little bit about how you as actors develop the characters. And
let me
did you watch
just...
Best of Both Worlds because it was on last night?
Develop the characters.
Let me talk about that for a little while, if I could. When I was developing the character of Riker...
when you were playing Captain Pecan, the wackiest nut in the galaxy,
yes. The first thing I did was I tried to grow my voice down here, like this.
Is there a reason that you were actually from France, but your accent was English, distinctly English?
Yes, Jonathan. I am from France.
And then why didn't you speak with a French accent?
Because, Jonathan, yes, I'm not from France. I'm from France, which is a part of England, where we all have French names.
Very well. And when you were in the movie Generations with William Shatner, was it really about two captains in search of one good hairpiece? Was that the theme of the movie?
Yes, it was, Jonathan. And Malcolm McDowell.
Oh.
Well, you remember him.
Do I ever? Would I, hairlip?
But, Malcolm, we were doing a special thing for him the other night, wasn't we?
On Wednesday.
This coming Tuesday. But they canceled it.
A tribute to
Malcolm, and then they realized There's no reason.
He killed Kurt.
Exactly.
Well, what's the tribute?
Not us. All right. So, Jonathan likes to work the crowd. He likes to go into the audience.
I like to feel like I'm with the people. I'm from Pennsylvania.
Right.
I'm almost in Bethlehem still.
I myself try to stay as far away as.
Brent doesn't like the people as much as I do.
I'm not a people person.
I think it's the emotion thing.
You must be.
How you guys doing? You're really good. You look great. Hi, kids.
Oh, hey,
What are you doing here? Did you get dragged here?
Brianna.
I'm sorry to bother you. Go ahead, Brent.
I remember, by the way, every name of every person I have met here so far. What's your name? Christopher? Yep.
Is Christopher here with us today?
Right here.
What's he wearing?
He's the same thing he had on yesterday.
And he looks like Riker!
There he is. It is Christopher, right? You see, I remember every name ever. Philip? Elaine? Helena? Clark? Joyce?
There you go.
Shelley?
Shelley? Frida? Shannon and Frida?
What about this guy here?
Myrtle? Oh no, I'm sorry, sir. Yeah. A question, yes. Let's take a question.
Let's take a question.
For me. Relax, Jonathan. If you can. Yes.
During the series premiere for TNG and Encounter at Farpoint, you got a chance to work with DeForest Kelley, walking down the corridor.
Yes.
And then again in season 6 in Relics, you got to work with James Doohan.
Yes.
What was it like working with such iconic characters from the Star Trek franchise?
You know, for you people in the back, because I know you couldn't hear a word he just said.
Are you going to repeat the question?
Yeah.
As part of your answer? That's a very good interview
I want
technique.
you to know, for you people in the back who couldn't hear, I couldn't hear him either. So, let me just say, in answer to your question, no.
They were iconic characters.
That's what he said. No, he asked us what it was like to work with DeForest Kelley in the pilot.
Right,
And then
Encounter at Farpoint.
yeah, and then the episode Relics you mentioned with
Season 6.
James Doohan. What was it like to work with them? Well, you know, we worked with Spock too, with Leonard Sugar Ray Leonard. Right? And Jonathan does that thing called the caterpillar. I don't know if you've ever seen him do it.
DeForest was my favorite.
DeForest was a wonderful guy. Jimmy was great. He didn't know my name. He kept trying to talk to me. He'd go, hello, Dana.
Wasn't Dee from Texas like you?
Dee was Texas feller, I think. And then Sugar Ray Leonard was just so fast on his feet. It was amazing. A great boxer and a wonderful
Sneaky quick.
Yeah. Anyone else? Yes, sir.
Just like J.J. Abrams brought the original series back as new actors were taking on the famous roles, which actors would you like to see replace Data, take over for Data and Riker in the next couple of years?
Will Wheaton's going to play Riker.
Good choice.
I think so.
And
Will Ferrell's going to play Data.
I think Patton Oswalt would make a good Data.
I think Halle Berry would make a good Data.
I think Data would make never mind. I've been there, haven't I? All right, yes, sir.
What a strange setup here at Steel City.
It really is, but you know what?
It's working.
It's working.
You look good up there. You look thin, you look young, you look fit. Now, the interesting thing is there's no filming allowed. And yet,
No filming allowed, and yet there's a camera right there in our faces. But hey,
why is that? Why does
and
that work
everyone
out?
else has got theirs going too. What?
What's going on with your head? What, nobody noticed before this?
You were that style all the time? Because it suits you.
Let me see the back.
Tattoo?
Look, it changes in the back.
Is it really a tattoo?
Starry Night. Van Gogh Starry Night.
Rick, come here.
Van Gogh's Starry Night.
You know what would make it really look good? If you lost one ear.
Oh, it's blue.
Wow, that is fantastic. It really is Starry Night.
Yeah,
Is it a
Wow.
tattoo?
it's a tattoo.
Starry, starry
It's on there,
night.
Pete Self-Employment.
That's beautiful.
All right, back to you guys. Enough of my head.
How many times have you been arrested? Seriously. That is interesting. Wow. But really, think about taking one ear off.
We can do it.
We can do it right here.
We can do it right here and now.
I got a weight on me, actually. Too soon. Oh, okay. All right.
That was horrible.
And it's on film. Yes, sir. What may I do for you?
I have a question for Mr. Frakes.
Well, then
Yeah.
let me answer that this way. I think probably Benedict Cumberbatch would play me, and Tom Hiddleston would play Jonathan. Does that answer your question? Oh, there was no question. Go ahead.
After you had guest starred on Deep Space
Brianna.
Nine as Thomas Riker, was there any plans to bring that character back later on?
Brianna.
I know just how
Mr.
she feels.
Frakes. It's okay. Don't worry. I feel the same way sometimes.
Sometimes.
Well, most of the time.
Really.
Yeah. Do you whine? I do. That's why they call me Spiner the Whiner. Yeah. What was your question?
When I played Thomas Riker on Deep Space Nine, I was under the impression that Thomas Riker would be returning. And yet, the beautiful and talented Nana Visitor, who played, what's her character's name? Kira. Sent me off to Cardassian prison with Bruce Jenner. And,
Wait a minute.
and I'm still apparently in prison in Cardassia waiting to return to Deep Space Nine, Deep Throat Nine. So I don't get it.
Were you on that show?
I was on Deep Space. Yeah.
You were?
I'm in prison. I wasn't, it was my doppelganger.
I was Thomas. We had him on our show too, didn't we?
Yeah. You know what? Marina thought Thomas was a lot cuter than Will Riker.
He was nice looking. Were you really? You were on Deep Space?
I was on Deep Space.
I never did
and
that.
Enterprise as well, and Voyager.
I did Enterprise, but I never did. You were on Voyager?
Yeah.
I was never on that show.
No, I was never on Voyager.
Oh,
No, I was on Voyager.
Are you Kate Mulder?
Q brought you on.
What?
5 seconds on Voyager?
Yeah, Q brought you.
I directed Voyager though.
Yeah, Q brought you on.
Q brought you on
I had Picardo and Dwight Schultz together in an episode of Voyager.
Nice.
It's a nice acting team.
Very nice.
Sort of like us.
And then you brought him into a movie with us, both of them,
They were both.
in First Contact.
They were
right?
both
Yeah.
in First Contact. And then we tried to put Armin in Insurrection and it didn't work out so well.
Was he in Insurrection?
He was briefly and then he ended up on the cutting room floor.
What did he play?
Quark.
Oh. Well, all right. Who's next?
That's a tattoo, man.
It's a tattoo. It's okay.
So
don't feel bad.
I can get my whole bald spot tattooed in with hair.
Or with a great work of art.
It's not a bad call.
Wait, what?
They didn't tell you. I just wanted to ask Mr. Frakes how it works and how it felt being both behind the camera and in front of the camera during First Contact, because I thought that was the best Star Trek movie ever made.
You said, I'm sorry?
For you folks in the back, this gentleman was very rudely interrupted this moment to ask Mr. Riker a question. I mean, what is your name? Tony. Tony, a question.
You believe
About
this whole thing's being filmed?
because it's going so nicely. Yeah.
Got like rhythm to it.
Yeah. He wanted to know what it was like to direct and act. Is that right? In First Contact.
And then he said,
The best movie ever made.
The best movie ever
That's a bit
made.
much.
It's like it goes First Contact, Citizen Kane. It
Godfathers.
Godfathers, 1 and 2.
1 and 2.
Schindler's List. Nemesis.
Jaws. Master of Disguise.
Master of Disguise. And, Dude, Where's My Car? Right?
And Patrick's favorite movie, Hot Shots Part 2.
Yeah, he loves that movie. That's his favorite film. Yeah. Does that answer your question?
What about this poor young lady here?
Yeah, this poor young lady.
I'm so put upon right now.
Yeah, come here.
Are you gonna hug her?
No, I want you to, she's put upon, and I want to put her upon you. No, what was your question? You can ask it so everyone will hear.
I was just wondering, this is for both of you, if you were actors starting out like right now, what is the role that you would want to be playing?
Oh God, I want to get another kind of job.
Let's start out right now.
Right now. I like to be Idris Elba.
Yeah.
Isn't he amazing?
Yes.
Or Benedict.
Yes.
Yeah. I'd like to be, I'm sorry, what was your question?
What's the role you would most want to play right now if you were just starting out?
I'd like to play Matthew McConaughey. I'd like to play him in real life.
Like real life actor kind of role as opposed to...
Yes, I don't want to play character. I want to play Matthew McConaughey. Because when I was a boy, somebody came to me and asked me, in 10 years, who are you going to most admire? And I thought at that time, Brent Spine. And then 10 years later he came to me and he said, well, who do you admire now? And I said, Brent Spine. I could go on forever. Thank you so much for asking, though. It's been a pleasure being put upon you. Whoa. Oh. Yes, sir.
Okay, I wanted to ask about Star Trek.
Whoa, you wrote your questions down?
You wrote it down. How many you got there?
How many questions you got?
I have one question.
How many tattoos you got?
I have no tattoo. I just got the piercing. So anyway, in Star Trek First Contact, you have James Crowell use the word Star Trek in dialogue. That's like the first time it happened. Was that a conscious thing? Did everybody on the set stop and be like, whoa? Or did it just like roll by in the gravitas film?
Who's James Cromwell?
One of the doctor characters in there?
He's asking, by the way, he said in First Contact, it kills a lot of time when you do this.
Yeah.
In First Contact, James Cromwell actually says the words Star Trek in his dialogue.
Yes,
and that was the first time that it ever happened.
It ever happened.
That was the first time James Cromwell had ever said those words, too. Now, that's all he says. You say, hello, James, he goes, Star Trek.
Then he says, you didn't tell him about the statue. Do you remember that from that movie?
Yeah. Yes.
You know,
that was a good movie.
10
Marina
years
and
ago.
James Cromwell drunk in that movie was one of the high points.
Was that your idea?
No.
What, were we supposed to be up here or were we supposed to be down there?
No, I don't know. I'm going to come back up. I think it's probably right. I think you're in the right spot.
Okay. What, was that your question?
No, the question was, did we stop and celebrate the speaking of the words of Star Trek? We did.
Oh yeah, we had a party. They brought out streamers and cake and oh, it was such fun.
It was,
I wish you could
those
have
are the
been there.
days.
I really do.
Were you ever up there in the mountains?
No, I didn't go. Oh, I was there for just a minute.
Oh,
From
man.
the very first minute, it was a little chilly, so I left.
Yeah.
Yes. This is for Jonathan. Let me take a seat.
I have often walked down the street before.
Okay, go ahead.
You did up to a couple of lines
Criminal Minds.
Wait a minute. It's gonna make this easy.
Christopher, how you feel?
What's your question? Who's it for?
It's for John.
Okay. Next question. You don't have to hold it for you.
Criminal Minds. I played a horrible, despicable character in that
You
show.
played electroshock therapy.
No, I had given my daughter electroshock
Yeah.
therapy.
What are your feelings about that episode?
I'm appalled. I'm appalled, embarrassed, and I hope my daughter never sees it. But it was a job.
Done any others?
No, warm heart though.
Done any other episodes?
Do I have any animal episodes?
He's just asking if you've done any other horrible things.
As a matter of fact, I just did some bad acting on a television series called Hit the Floor, which is on VH1, and I play a rather kinky collector of pornography. I had my hair dyed black and my beard dyed black.
Wow.
Another despicable. I think maybe that's my new phase.
There's the sicko.
It's the anti-Riker. Because Riker's sort of an honorable guy, right?
I think he was kind of sick, actually. Hey, thanks for that question. That was fantastic. Give me one of those.
He's not
There we
gonna-
are.
He'll never shake your
All
hand.
the best. Oh, do you want a photo? I didn't know. Oh, a selfie with you.
He doesn't like to be touched. He really doesn't like to be touched. He doesn't like to be touched. I'm telling you right now.
Well, here's the thing. I don't know where you've been. You've been here. Oh,
Every man has a job to do, but my job is doing
Who's that on your,
good. Other men.
Those are your what?
My grandparents.
She's got her grandparents tattooed on her arm. How nice.
That is
They look so
nice.
young.
It was the wedding portrait. They were
Oh.
like 21.
There were 21. They look like kids. Kid, do they speak? Here. Hello. Let me get back up here.
I'll get this question for you. Resistance is futile.
I have a question for you.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, not you. For the fans. Were you here for Cindy Williams? Cindy Williams, right? Who is she? No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. How was it? Was it good? What kind of questions did you ask her? Like, do you like Laverne in real life? Right? No? You didn't ask her that. Anybody ask a question about The Conversation? The movie The Conversation? I saw it
One of
this
the
morning.
great movies of all
I
time.
said one of the great American
Gene
films.
Hackman,
Gene Hackman.
playing the tenor sax,
He's
directed by
fantastic
Francis
in
Ford Coppola.
It's a great movie.
Brilliant movie.
And I told her this morning, she has the line of the movie, which is, he'd kill us if he knew.
You know, Penny Marshall's going to be here next time.
That's what I told her.
And and the unfunny dentist, Steve Gutenberg, is coming.
All right.
You know, he's a dentist, Gutenberg.
In real life. He studied dentistry. Actor/dentist.
We can help you out with a lot of this stuff.
Yeah. We could save you a lot of time. If you have a question for Penny Marshall, give it to me and I'll...
Butch Patrick's coming, who played Eddie Munster.
Butch Patrick?
You know anything about him? That was not his real widow's peak. I can tell you that much. You look like Dana.
Johnny, help this young
Yeah,
woman
here you go. I'm
with the
sorry.
question.
I got distracted.
It's all right. The timing's a little weird because the question I was going to ask after saying played despicable characters.
You wanted to ask about Butch Patrick.
Well, this is kind of inspired by Leonard Nimoy's second book where he says, he can relate to, he kind of became Spock.
Yes.
After playing a character that's iconic, did it affect your sense of self? Was there a part of Data and Riker that stays with you? Or that maybe that you were sympathetic with when you did play it?
Who are you talking to?
This is actually a good question for you.
Do I feel that I like
do you feel Christ-like?
No.
Do you feel omnipotent? Do you feel as powerful and as thoughtful as Data? Do you feel like you struggle with the human emotions? Do you feel fully functional sexually? I'll get the next question for you.
You owe me one. I do, and thank you. And Brent, this
question is really for both of you. Jonathan, I know you played the trombone on Star Trek, by the way.
I played what? You play the trombone? How's your embouchure?
Terrible. I was a 5th grade band dropout, but I tried.
Because you had long arms? Oh, you tried because Riker was cool?
Riker was cool. Riker was my hero.
Wait, say that again.
Riker was my hero.
What a loser.
Jonathan, you still play?
I still play. I don't play well. But
You never did?
I never did. I played loudly. When the trombone playing on Star Trek was really good,
yeah,
it was Bill Watrous.
Yeah.
When it was loud, it was me.
Yeah, I understand.
And Brent, do you still play the violin?
You know,
Plays the violin.
Sit right
Happy bows. I know this because I actually was in this show in the Broadway production. You might remember.
Sit down, John.
That show?
I've come to the conclusion. No. Okay.
Did you see him in 1776? Anybody?
You did. You saw me?
I heard the soundtrack. We didn't get to see it live, but I heard the soundtrack.
All right. How many people were there? Let's see. Let me see. That's. I mean, I can't count. Wait a minute. How many people?
Don't get to New York lunch.
Don't get to New York lunch. It's far away.
You know who's coming to Pittsburgh? Tony Bennett.
Tony Bennett's going to be playing the Heights Hall. He's going to be doing some of his Great American Songbook.
You know what happened to Frank Sinatra?
What?
Tony Bennett.
I'd like to sing.
Are you still recording this?
Yeah.
You turned it off.
The red light's still on.
I think everybody turned it off and they went, this is just wasting.
This is good. I'll get you another question. You're doing a great job up there,
Thank you.
Brent.
I didn't actually play the violin to give you the answer to that.
How do you feel about that cat? I hated that cat.
You know what?
Spot cost us more time. That was the most unprofessional cat I've ever seen in my life. Was it not?
I love cats.
Yeah, but do you like cats on stage with you?
There was more than one cat.
I remember
who
there
played
was
the
a
role of
sleeping
Spot.
cat, there was a walking cat. Spot was a time waster. And I'm gonna say ugly too for a cat. Surprisingly ugly. I think this is a good time to tell a story about Marina's little dog, Skilagi.
Let me say one thing about Spot, if I might.
Go ahead.
into
In
that.
Spot's defense.
In Spot's defense, okay, Spot was a lousy actor. I know that. But everyone can't be talented. You know that. Nice one, Centurion. Liked it. In the back. You know, tell us a Skilagi story, will you?
Did Marina ever tell you about her little dog, Skilagi? She had a little Yorkie that looked like a rat. And it was a horrible non-dog. It was one of those dogs that you could sort of...
It was a cat.
Drop. It wasn't even a cat. It was like a rat. And it rains one day a year in Los Angeles. On this day, she decided to bring Skilagi to work. Skilagi's soaking wet. Marina comes into the makeup trailer, which is an entrance in itself because she's got to become Counselor Troy. We knew that would take a while, so our friend Michael Dorn, who played Worf Turtlehead, you probably remember him, he and I, being friends of Marina and also really team players, we offered to take Skilagi and dry him off. So we put Skilagi in the microwave. We put him on for 45 seconds. The little dog spun around like that.
And then we had him for lunch.
We had him.
No, we did not really do. We put him in the microwave, but
It was like 30 seconds.
30 seconds. Exactly.
True story.
Yeah.
Also, while we're on the subject of Michael Dorn, you know, one time, let's say you're Michael Dorn and I'm Patrick Stewart.
Okay.
Show them how he cracked that egg on
He would
Patrick's
always
head.
come up behind him. He'd be on the horseshoe, we called it. Yeah. And he'd come up behind Patrick and he'd go. Yeah.
Albumin everywhere. Everywhere. Not to mention,
He had no respect for our captain.
why would you really?
Number one, to me. I have never, in my 30 years in the never been treated like this.
You know what? I have done that before. People have knocked on my door and I've gone, "To me!" And they go, "To me? What does that mean?" To me? You mean come in? Okay, all right.
I had a legitimate question, but I just have got to ask you. Would you please say, what the hell is going on here?
What the hell is going on here?
Is that from a movie?
Is that from something? In real life or as Commander William T. Riker? Picard's Big Willie.
Put your rocker away right now.
Don't get me started now.
10 years from now, people will ask me, who do you Okay, go ahead.
Is that it?
No, I have.
Okay.
When you guys were young, what actors?
Nice start.
You know what I mean? I say something.
You do great. Go great.
When you were younger. When you were younger.
Good, yeah, nice save.
Let me finish. That's where you say, let me finish.
Yeah. Go ahead, try it again.
When you were younger.
Let me finish.
She says it. She says it. She goes, when you were younger, and you go, whoa.
Oh, no, okay.
All right, go ahead. I can't give
When you were
time.
young.
Whoa.
Let me finish.
Yeah, there you go. Good. She gets it. She's like a stand-up.
Okay. What actors did you look up to?
Cromwell. Jamie Widows.
Do you know what
Garrett Brown.
When I was younger, seriously, it didn't matter who it was, I looked up to them. I mean,
Because we were so little.
exactly. No, I mean, I liked all the comedians, but my top of my list was Peter Sellers. I thought, this is the guy who can do anything.
The top of my list was Gene Hackman.
Gene Hackman. Yeah.
Who could do anything.
Yeah. And in time, we became both of them.
We're blessed.
We really are, right? And you became Peter Sellers, and I became Gene Hackman. It's really weird.
And it wasn't really meant to be that way, but
No, I didn't want it to be that way. And yet,
life is funny.
it is.
Yeah.
Did you see me in the conversation?
You were wonderful.
Yeah.
What is?
That was Cindy Williams.
What's
yeah.
Laverne really like?
Laverne?
Yeah.
She's Penny.
You know Ben.
I know Penny. Penny is okay, actually. I like her.
She's very talented. Big basketball fan.
Wonderful director.
It's funny, I was going to wear that this morning. I'm so glad I did. Here you go.
Thank you. First of all,
That's a nice picture. Look whose autograph she has.
Who?
Right. I don't see any datas in your hand.
that's because Brent's been to Pittsburgh before. I saw him 20 years ago
No.
Yes.
when the show was still on the air.
Yes.
I've been here before?
You were younger then.
Where was I?
You were so much younger then.
Was it
Mars,
in beautiful Monroe? Mars, Pennsylvania.
They're pulling your leg, Brent. They're pulling your leg. You've never been to Mars, have
20
you?
years ago, I was in Mars.
Have you been to Mars?
I've been to, no.
I was really here? Was it, how close is Mars to Pittsburgh, really?
Half hour the other way.
Half hour
Half hour the other way.
So I've never really been to Pittsburgh, right? That's what they do. They book us for these jobs and they say, would you like to go to Pittsburgh? I go, yeah. And then you wind up in off the highwayville somewhere.
Wait, what about the people from Mars? What are they going to think?
The Martians? Are they called Martians?
They're men. They're called men.
Huh?
Men.
Men. Men from Mars? Mars?
That wasn't such a big leap for him to take, was it?
Is that where they make Mars bars? No? No?
That's Allentown.
That's in Allentown. Well, why don't they call that Mars?
And why is Allentown by Billy Joel about the steel mill, but the steel mill's in Bethlehem, where I'm from?
Have I ever been there? I don't think so.
You've been to my house in Bethlehem?
No. Have I? Wait, I met you in Philly.
Yeah,
wasn't it?
Yeah, that's not Bethlehem. Bethlehem's north of Philly.
Philly's not Bethlehem?
You have a whole problem. The whole state. You have a geographical problem. If we were in Texas, you'd know everything.
Well, no, I'm just telling you, because everywhere, Mars is in Texas, right? No?
It's a half hour the other way. I got your question for you.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Okay, my question was, well, you talked about Marina and
Skilaki.
yes, all that. I wanted to hear your story about Gates McFadden and her dress that she couldn't keep together.
That she couldn't keep
and had to follow her
together.
into the bathroom.
Oh no, I re-sewed her dress because she was having a what's that called? Costume malfunction. Exactly. We were going to the premiere of one of our movies.
We were going to some function because we were in a limo.
We were in a limo. Somebody sent a limo.
Yeah.
And we sewed Gates. Did we sew her back together?
We had
Or
to
did
because she came unbuttoned all the way down. It was like you were working her from the bottom and I was going from the top. It was a good night. A good night for both of us.
Yeah, she's a real redhead.
Yeah.
Oh wait, you're embarrassed?
His head
group's embarrassed by that joke?
His head just went from Starry, Starry Night to Sun Up.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's the kind of... How's that? Thank you for coming. And thanks for wearing that cool outfit. How you doing? Got a little something for Brent?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
I recently read on your website that there's a documentary regarding you that's in the works, and could you expound about that a little bit?
Yes.
Documentary regarding you?
Yes.
Are you pulling my leg?
Very curious, my own self. Yeah. Michael Moore, the great documentary maker, contacted me about doing Brent Spiner, the life, the legend, the lie. What are you talking about? There's no documentary about me.
It's on your website.
It would be so short.
It's on your website?
My website?
It's on a website about you.
We should make a documentary about you.
Well, I'm surprised Shatner hasn't done it already.
Data, the man, the myth, the legend. T. Earl Grey, hot.
Yeah.
So that's bullshit. There's no documentary about you.
Not about me. Brent, let me ask you this question about Patrick Stewart. Yeah.
Why don't you step up right here? This is a little training for when you get into Froggy's line.
This question's for Jonathan.
Yes, let me answer
Is that a tattoo too? Is that real hair?
What's left?
It looks like what they used to tap in the back of my head. I used to have that Ted Danson thing put back. Yeah. It was called a Ted Danson. You know who that is? Yeah. I feel a little like, what was that horrible, smarmy guy who used to do Family Feud?
Richard Dawson.
I went full Richard Dawson on this.
Yeah. First, top 50 people answered on the board.
I didn't mean to go Dawson on you.
Survey says, that's it, yeah.
You know, you remind me a little bit of Pat Sajak.
I don't know if Pat Sajak. Them? Let's spin that wheel. Okay. Did you see the thing the other day with Pat Sajak that some guy, what was it? It was, no, he had 2 letters. Yeah. And it was, it turned out, new baby buggy. He had N and E, and that was it. And he went, new baby buggy? And it was it. And Pat Sajak said in 30 years, that was the most amazing. I don't think it was that amazing, really. I think it was payola is what they call that.
Yeah. You remember, did you and I do a radio show?
With Tom Snyder.
It was Tom Snyder, but Pat Sajak was the guest host. We did Tom Snyder together.
Yeah.
But then we did like a Larry King, and Sajak was the guest host.
I wasn't there. It wasn't me and you.
No, it must have been somebody I really liked. And a survey says?
Survey says. My question.
I'd have to go with in the butt, Bob. I'm just going to do the punchlines.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
In the, well, this starts out bad because I found this on YouTube.
You telling me?
Yeah. I found this on YouTube. It must be true. There's a infomercial that you did in the early 90s doing some kind of business software thing for about 10, 15 minutes. You were on the bridge of the Enterprise in Commander Riker uniform. And I'm curious.
You talking about Boole and Babbage?
Yes. How did that come about?
One more question? Oh, it's time to go?
One more question. One more question, right? Wait, when did we get a good one? Oh, no offense, sir. That was excellent. No pressure.
Pressure. So as Commander Riker, you had an interesting habit that instead of sitting in a chair.
Here, let me bring this up here.
That chair's a little high for this joke, isn't it?
Not for me. All right.
You think you can get in there?
You know,
yeah, you can get right in there like that.
Yeah.
Remember what Patrick Stewart used to say when we were getting bombed by Romulans or whoever they were shot at us?
Oh, Jonathan! 30 years in the Royal Shakespeare Company for this!
You know how we did that, right? They would literally say, we would go, okay, to the left, to the right, back, forward. Okay.
And then we'd ask for the number.
Yeah.
And anything over a 7, somebody had to fall out of their chair.
Right.
It would never be Marina because her hair was hard.
Well, this has been such fun.
You guys are a great audience.
We love you. Thank you guys for coming in and watching us.